You are listening to Plantastic Events podcast, episode number 33. Hey everyone, welcome to Plantastic Events. I'm your host, Noshin Punjani. This is a weekly podcast dedicated to help you plan your events with ease. Be sure to subscribe at stewjap.com and stay up to date. That's stewjap.com. Plus, you'll receive tons of resources, freebies, guides, and show notes. Thank you for joining, and now let's get into this show. Hey everyone, I'm your host Noshin Punjani, and today our guest is Bobbi VanHorn. She is the marketing coordinator with the Marietta Cobb Museum of Art. She also handles all internet things related at the museum as well. The Marietta Cobb Museum of Art hosts award-winning events, including the famous Chalktoberfest. Yes, that's right, I said Chalktoberfest. It has an exciting combination of their annual Chalk Art Festival with Marietta's premier craft beer and wine festival. You can enjoy your afternoon sampling craft beers and wines, live music from local artists, watching professional chalk artists chalk the streets, and eating great food at the beautiful downtown square of Marietta. A great day out for all the family. The Chalk Fest is free to attend, and all proceeds go to the Marietta Cobb Museum of Art, which is awesome. I've been there. You should check it out. So, Bobbi, thank you so much for being here. I know you have a crazy busy schedule. Not only do you do just like you're part of the museum as well, you do a lot of external activities too. I think you have bees, right?
Correct.
And you curl, which is pretty awesome. You soccer as well. I think you do like an insane amount of things, which is just phenomenal to me. You're inspiring, and you're just an incredible person to work with. So thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for having me here today.
I wanted to just first ask you, what inspired you to join the museum and Chalktoberfest in general?
It was a rather interesting Sunday brunch with a friend of mine,
Okay.
Sally McCulley, the executive director of the Marietta Cobb Museum of Art. She had an event coming up, the Hogwarts Festival.
Ooh.
And she was unable to attract a number of participants.
Uh-huh.
So I started doing her a little favor here and a little favor there, helping her with some social media ads and some social media posts and pulling things in. And then the next thing I knew, we were redesigning the website.
Wow.
We were reworking their social media. We were reworking how they communicated on their social media.
Yeah.
And next thing I knew, I'm there. It wasn't like I woke up and said I want to do this. It was just a really, to watch Sally and the other people that work at the museum, their passion for their mission, which is building community through art. Their passion was their commitment was so strong that I wanted to kind of volunteer and help with them.
Yeah.
And it snowballed and snowballed and snowballed.
I mean, they truly are passionate.
Very passionate.
Yeah, and I love that about it. Just having the opportunity, they are able to find artists from around the world too, right?
Correct.
So,
the Chalktoberfest has a kind of an interesting history.
Yeah, please tell me.
Sally had gone, she's a member of obviously some nationwide organizations that people in her role collect and gather and share ideas. She had attended a couple of Chalk festivals in other places throughout the country, and she said, I would love to bring that to Marietta.
Yeah.
And so being they're a nonprofit 501c3 organization, so she wanted to turn it into a fundraiser. Mm-hmm. And the first year it was kind of small, rained.
Oh no!
Kind of heartbreaking.
Ugh, the rain.
But it was beautiful. Even a few days later, I drove through the square, and you could still see the work out on the roads. It was kind of exciting.
Yeah.
She introduced the beer festival, which was really where they're making their money. Since this is a free event, it's open to the community. There's no charge for anything. She kind of had to make some revenue.
Right.
Sponsors and the vendors did a nice job, but she wanted to make it even something more than just a few people drawing on the streets.
Yeah.
Chalktoberfest now has grown. It's always the second weekend in October. This year that falls on the 13th and 14th.
Nice.
And they will be, they have 60 chalk artists.
Wow.
From all over the world. They've got somebody coming in from Russia this year.
That's amazing.
We have somebody coming in, I believe, from Italy. I haven't seen the final list.
Yeah.
But it's all over the world. They work closely with the Chalk Artists Guild here in Atlanta.
Chalk Artist Skills? What's
Chalk Artists Guild is a
guild.
collection of chalk artists that work together. One of the things that we're going to hopefully be doing here in the next few weeks, keep your fingers crossed.
Fingers crossed.
There's a new brewery opening down the street. And as part of the grand opening, what we want to do is invite one of the chalk artists in to chalk a 3D mug of beer. So that
That's
if you
cool.
stand with your hand on your hip and stick your arm out, it will look like you're leaning on a beer.
That's so funny.
And we also want to bring in somebody to videotape the chalk artists doing that. And then the people that come to the grand opening can have their picture taken standing like they're leaning on the spear. And we thought, okay, well, that's going to be a 3-person win-win. We can have the video of the chalk artists and we can talk about our Chalktoberfest.
Right.
We can give that, the brewery will get the benefit of the all the Instagram posts of their friends leaning against the beer, and the Chalk Artists Guild will be able to take that video and market the Chalk Artists Guild.
Yeah.
Because a lot of businesses overlook, in my opinion, they could, rather than a big old banner or a floppy wavy guy, they could get a chalk artist out to chalk something in front of their store about an event. So hopefully the
That's
three
like
of us will
good
be
marketing.
able. Yes, hopefully the three of us will be able to benefit from this.
Yeah. And who wouldn't want to take a picture like that? Having that type of 3D art, that's just incredible by itself.
And everybody's going to post that on Instagram and Facebook and check in and say, oh, I'm here at this new brewery. You're not going to believe how cool it is.
Check out my picture.
Check me out. And then the brewery owner can then use those pictures too to stimulate their social media.
Okay. See, that's wonderful. So as part of the, I guess going a little bit back, as part of the museum, what's the history about the museum and how did, I guess Chalktoberfest came through other chalk festivals in the area as well, but brought it to Marietta, but how was it linked to the museum?
That's the primary fundraiser for the museum is this annual event. And they don't charge to go to the event, so anyone can walk and stroll the streets and watch that. That's why some of the other pieces are extremely important. The vendors, the craft beer, and this year wine, and the sponsors are all very important now, more so than the festival in terms of funding the museum.
And it brings the community together in the area, too, which is just wonderful.
Right back to the mission of building community through art.
Exactly, exactly. What year did Chalktoberfest start?
Chalktoberfest is on its 6th year.
6th year, nice. Okay. Oh, that's exciting. And we're excited to be there, too.
We are so excited to be working with Stu Jeff this year. It is... While I wasn't heavily involved with the activities last year in terms of the day-to-day paper shovel, I was involved in the marketing piece of it. And I would go in to work on some marketing stuff, and I would watch the frustration. I would watch the paper flying around the office. I would watch the tension and the stress. And I suffered from not returned emails and not returned phone calls because they were out of control with all of this. And right after I came on as the marketing, all things technology person, I went into that meeting with where you came and presented your product. And I'll be honest, when I went in there, I thought, okay, this is just another thing that we're not going to be able to use. Because, and we all do it in the business world, we hear about this the next great thing, the next great thing, the next great thing, and we go and we listen and we think, we already have that. we have something like
It's
that.
working. Why change it?
We've got a system. But when you came in to do the presentation, and it was like, wait a minute, this isn't ticket sales. This is going to eliminate and alleviate the time, the tension, the chaos that doesn't need to be there, which, in my opinion, will distract each person from enjoying the festival. When you've spent 8 hours trying to figure out how to place volunteers and accommodate your needs and their needs, you're frustrated.
Right.
And as you guys were demonstrating your product, I'm like, oh my land, oh my land. Do you realize what just went off of somebody's plate right here?
Yeah.
Right here, right now. So at first I was more excited about the StewJap product in that it was going to reduce time with volunteers. We could more easily sell our vendor space. We could more easily communicate with our sponsors. We could more easily sell raffle tickets and things like that. And then I started seeing this has way more application than just this event. And I've just been thrilled to have the opportunity to use this.
And that's the thing. I think for us, you said it best. You should probably sell for us. We're not good at that.
You're so genuine and real.
Oh.
You can sell anything.
Aw.
When you believe in your product, and it shows.
That's
and
the thing.
Passion.
Thank you. Thank you. That means a lot to us. I think one of the biggest things we want to do is remove that administrative burden, remove all of the things, because your event is so precious, like Chalktoberfest. That's a beautiful festival, and you should focus on the festival, not on that extra, all the paperwork. Exactly. The paperwork that goes behind everything. That in itself is so stressful that you don't thoroughly enjoy your festival.
Correct. And this is going to give them an opportunity to get to the day and go, oh, isn't this fun?
Yeah.
Isn't this fun? Rather than, where's this paper? Where's that paper? Where's this sheet? Some of that will go on, but getting to that point won't be nearly as stressful.
Yeah. Exactly. That's what we aim to do. And I think in this journey, you guys are our partners, You help us. You guide us. You show us the way that it can improve your lives and ours in the long run, too, So I love that. And you, of all the people, you, share your guidance throughout the way, which we love. Because you're like, this would be better. That would be better. So feedback always helps us.
And you guys have been very good about that feedback. Because Chalktoberfest does have unique... I don't want to sound like we're the only festival that has unique situations, but you've been able to address some of our uniqueness. For example, when unfortunately we started a little too late this year.
Darn.
But we're on. We'll talk about some other applications coming up, but to watch them still to this day, because the artists apply online, via mail, through email, through paper. It's paper, stack, stack, stack.
Yeah.
Email comes to this person, but it doesn't get saved here. They're always running around trying to find this form and that form and this form and that form. Looking at this, next year it's going to be all in one place. If I'm in the office at the end of the hall, I can access that. Mm-hmm. If I'm at the office at this end of the hall, I can access no running back and forth. This picture, I forgot that.
And no more binders. You don't have to worry about having binders and years of information. So 6 years in, you might have 6 different shelves just of that information.
Just of that binder.
Exactly.
That binder, this binder.
Exactly. We hope to eliminate that. But I also wanted to just ask you, because you mentioned the paperwork that goes behind everything, how do you actually even find your artists to begin with? And how do they, go through the process? How do they... Finding someone from Italy, for me, that's insane. I don't know anybody there, Well,
I think that when Sally had gone to these other chalk art festivals throughout the country, you get to you have contacts and relationships with other museums or other event planners, and she would contact them in a relatively short period of time.
Yeah.
This has grown to she has a list.
Sally's incredible, too.
Yeah, she's an Energizer bunny, but she has a list of artists that are begging to participate.
Wow.
She's expanded it to an amateur, and
Amazing.
we also have a school competitions.
Oh, that is so cute.
Youth competitions, and actually,
can my 6-year-old nephew come to that competition?
Absolutely.
Yes.
And actually, what I'm very excited about is just yesterday, I was given a list for the applications for the student competitions.
Uh-huh.
So today, I get to put in the applications into Stooge.
Yay! Woo.
And I'm really excited because I'm going to be able to use social media to spread this word. I'm going to be able to get on to, we have two social media channels. One is branded as Chalktoberfest, and the other is branded as the museum.
Uh-huh.
So this way, I'll be able to more easily send out, hey, young chalk artists, better sign up.
Apply.
Here's your apply link. Versus the way we used to do it, which was call the museum between these hours at this extension, or send it in the U.S. mail, or drop it off at the museum, because none of those were convenient for the applicant. Now the applicant was going to be able to do it right online, submit everything they need. I'm just so excited. I can hardly wait to go home and do it.
Yay! Woo! Especially the younger generation, I think more and more like paper, writing. I don't like doing that.
And then there's just too many risks. There's too many opportunities for it to get lost. And then once it arrives, it's in one place.
Yeah.
And if you aren't in that one place and you need that, you don't have it. Or you personally are inconvenienced.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's a walk down the hall. Sometimes it's a drive back to the museum, under the alarm system, up, to get to the office, to get it, to bring it home. And you hope you got everything you needed. This way you can sit at home and it's all right there.
It's all there. Exactly. That's the beauty of it, Now you don't have to worry about any of the competitions or anyone that's applying for the competition. They're just all right there.
It's all in your hands.
Exactly.
One button.
Exactly. That's the beauty behind it all. So for these competitions, how does that work? Like, is it like different age groups or different age categories during the festival too?
Amateurs, it's broken into 3 age groups, and there's individual and there's team, and then there's
teams.
Yes,
okay. Cool.
A lot of school teams.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Will apply, so it'll be this school versus that school, and it's a lot of fun.
That's cute.
And we do ask the attendees to vote on the big Chalktoberfest. People will be voting.
Nice.
And one of the things that they've run into at the festival is getting people to take the ballot to go vote, because here's a ballot, please vote. And people don't take the ballot, people don't vote. And from a marketing perspective, couple of things that I'm missing is I'm missing the contact information of the people. So I'm looking at the survey option on Stooge app as a way to get people to vote and to capture their contact information so that we can stay in communication. We're an event, a 2-day event. That leaves a lot of other days that we're not able to talk to them. So with the survey functionality, I'm hoping that we can have people just say, hey, pull out your phone, go here, type in who you think should win, give me your email, love you.
And then take care.
See you, appreciate
Come back next time.
And then the museum people will be able to go in and say, okay, we had X number of votes for 1, 2, 3, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
Then I've got their email address.
Exactly.
We can continue to communicate with them as we build next year. We can, like the decision to add wine was made, I want to say in February or March.
Oh, that's recent.
Very recent. So we could have been via email building a story had I had all those email addresses.
Yeah.
But we're working on things.
So the Beer and Wine Festival, why did that start? Because that's also on the same time frame, right? I could be wrong.
Correct.
Okay.
Since they don't charge to attend the event, and it brings in over 100,000 people, it is a fundraiser, and we need to raise funds. And standing on the street corner with a bucket saying, please give me $1.
Donate.
Please it wasn't pulling, it just doesn't pull in the type of money that she needs to bring people in from Italy, from Paris, from, all over the world. And the beer festival seemed like a really, really good option to not only attract more people to the event, but to monetize the event.
And it's just an exciting opportunity to work with breweries too, or just like anything else that's in the neighborhood. So like you actually get a chance to bring in those local businesses and local breweries from the area.
Well, my daughter's opinion of the beer festival was all right. It was great.
Who doesn't like that?
You get to sample 8-ounce pours.
Oh, nice.
Not just the 2 or 3 ounce pours. And there was over 150 choices.
Whew.
So if you're really dedicated, you could consume a lot of beer for very little money in a very short period of time. I don't advocate that, but you could do that.
But you can. And your target audience changes too, so you are targeting a different group of people. You actually, for the festival, you have all age groups. So
all age groups. There's bouncy houses and all kinds of
kids' activities.
Fun things for the kids. There are arts and crafts where the kids can go make things and do things and learn a little bit about chalk art.
Yeah.
There are food trucks, live music. You name it, we got it.
Nice. Can you talk a little bit about like the live music that you offer too? Is that, or just entertainment in general?
There's, if you've ever been to Marietta Square, there's a stage.
Yeah, that's a beautiful stage.
And the city, I believe it's the city, runs a concert series in the summer where you can take your chairs over and you can reserve a table. And they have big 4th of July thing. And it's kind of become a Marietta thing where we're just going to go take a table and a chair and go hang out on the square. Maybe enjoy some wine.
Take
a
music.
Picnic. Hang out. It's become a real thing.
Yeah.
I got this. So when the music part is just people casually sitting around the square and enjoying the entertainment, we try and look for local people.
Yeah.
We want to build our community through art as well. So we just bring our local people in.
I love that. I love that you actually allow local folks to get that opportunity too, to have that like spotlight for them as well. It's not just you're bringing like A-lists or I don't know, anyone else. It's you're focusing on the community. That's the priority.
Well, one of the things that I like about the Stewjap too.
Yeah.
When I first started working this, I only worked with certain pieces of it. But here in the last week or so, we've got some more things finalized, so I've had an opportunity to work with other aspects of the Stewjap, and I was building the highlights, and that was so much fun.
Highlights.
And the event, we don't have the times for when everybody's playing, but it was fun because I was able to plug those artists' information in their website, their social channels, all of that. So not only is it about us, the artists have an opportunity, and it's easier to build a social ad for this because I can say things like, oh, have you ever heard of this artist? If you haven't,
check it out
here, and you can hear his sound or her sound because Stewjap hands it off to their website, and most of the artists have a little Play Now thing.
Yeah. And even their social media sites, like if they have Facebook, if they have Instagram, all those things come in handy, And
it all just hands off so nicely, and really, I can't say enough fun stuff about Stewjap.
Special. We're glad that you're able to find so many different uses for it too. And then it's not just Chalktoberfest that you have, You have different events that the museum hosts, which is the beauty behind it. Like you can actually work with it for different uses. It's not just one festival.
We actually, as I've gotten into the technology side, working with the museum, and completely understanding the entire business model, it's like, oh, well, why we can use this for this and this and this.
Yeah.
Currently, there's some exhibitions going on, and one of them is called Metro Montage.
Yes, please tell me.
And it's local artists within the metropolitan area that submit work to be in this exhibition, and we just were about an hour too far ahead on for this year. But next year, we're going to use StuJap to send out the applications to apply for the participants. And what a beautiful application of this. They'll be able to fill out all their stuff online.
Yeah.
Again, all in one place.
In one place.
It's not spread throughout the museum or in the back of somebody's car or dropped off at the front desk. It's all going to be in one place. The other thing, the museum relies on volunteers.
Yes.
To work the front desk, to clean up around their museum, to prepare for some of the classes that go on, a variety of things that martinis and music night and for opening nights. We rely heavily on a lot of volunteers, and we'll be able to use StuJap to have people sign up for volunteer jobs, because now people aren't going to call the museum and say, I want to volunteer.
Tell me how, or what should I do?
Now you can just put it out on social media and say, hey folks, we need volunteers for this event. Here's what we need. Please sign up.
Yeah.
Please.
And you can do all kinds of things for them too. Smaller recognition things, T-shirts, giveaways, all kinds of things to treat your volunteers too. So it gives that added benefit. Now you're actually reaching out actively and saying, hey, you can sign up, you can register.
One of the other things, the survey, I think, is a tool that is going to help me reach my marketing needs. I just built one yesterday, 2 days ago, about last year's event.
Yeah.
Where, again, since we don't charge to attend the event, we don't really have a lot of email data or ways to communicate with people beyond our social channels.
Exactly.
So I built the survey, and probably August 1st is going to be our big kickoff day for all things Chalktoberfest.
Right.
I'm going to put the survey up asking about last year.
Oh, okay.
So that I can collect the email address at the end so that we can begin to build.
Yeah.
And it is important, since we do want to build community through art, there'll be an opportunity for the community to give us feedback.
Yes. Exactly. And then that way you can make changes based on whatever requests come in, especially if it's a common thing, what kind of changes you can make, what kind of things you can update with the festival, all kinds of things you'll get a chance to learn and see also if it makes an economic impact, with the city. Because it's not, I think for me initially, and this is me being brutally honest, I thought Chalktoberfest was hosted by the city.
Correct.
And then I found out it's not. And that's the thing, Chalktoberfest is so valuable, and the museum itself having the ability to host that needs to show that there is an economic impact to the city, that it's making a change, and bringing that tourism.
StuJap, when I went in to build highlights, if anybody's using StuJap, always make a fake little pretend account first, and then work on the real one, because I didn't wait for any instruction, I'll be honest. I just kind of started playing by myself.
That's how we learn.
But one of the things with StuJap was that right there at the top, the Marietta Cobb Museum of Art gets credit for.
Yes.
Where before, since Chalktoberfest is a branded and patented named, trademark name, it was really hard to say Cobb Marietta Museum of Art.
Yeah.
And with the StuJap, that's the first thing that comes up in the upper left-hand corner. Marietta Cobb Museum of Art. Then all of the information. Then again at the bottom, it says, oh, by the way, this is put on by these people.
Yes, exactly. So it's like double recognition just to make sure.
Just to make sure that we get hit with the...
Exactly. So the museum also hosts different events, right? You mentioned a music and martini or something.
Martinis and music night.
Martinis and music night.
Quarterly, they have a martinis and music night.
Ooh, that's exciting. I want to go.
Yeah, 5:30 to 8:30. It's $10 unless you're a member, and then it's included in your membership.
Nice.
And you get to sip martinis, light hors d'oeuvres, stand around and chat with the arts community.
Yeah. The museum does a lot. I'm impressed by the amount of things that you do. You have all kinds of activities.
They have something going every time I turn around. Oh, we've got to do this. We've got to do that.
Yeah.
And one of the things when I first came in from a friend of Sally's,
Yeah.
I follow her on social media just because she's my friend, and you know,
she's awesome too.
I need to know what she's having for dinner, and
Where
she
is she
needs to
going?
know when I take my dogs for a walk. But it always seemed to me every time I turned around and I would see a Marietta Cobb Museum of Art post, it was come to this, donate to this, buy this,
Yeah.
do this, do this, do this, to the point it was like, you're not giving me anything other than, you know, access to my checkbook.
Yeah.
And one of the things that I think even through the help of StuJap and through, we've been able to start to tell more of a story, to create more of an interest besides write me a check or come to this event. And it's been fun to be able to say, hey, we've got this art on display right now, and this is kind of an interesting thing. They've got an event coming up. They just added where the Metro Montage artists are going to be coming to the museum on a Sunday, August 5th. They're going to set up their easels or their tables and such, where they're going to be demonstrating how they work with their medium.
Right.
And it'll be kind of interesting.
Yeah. And then those you can actually keep, right? Because that's not on the it's not on the streets, so it's not like chunk arts on this. Darn, it gets washed away. That makes me so sad.
Well, a couple of other things that I found that besides the volunteer thing is that they do sell a raffle ticket.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So they sell some in person and some online.
Mm-hmm.
Well, they've never sold them online. They've always asked people to stop by the museum. And if you've never been to the Cobb Marietta Museum of Art, on your way home, it's not a real easy stop because it's a lot of traffic on your way home. Yeah. During the day, it's great. And if you aren't by there during the day, this year we're going to be selling the tickets online, and there's 500 tickets available.
Wow.
Only 500.
It's limited.
Very, very limited. So, you know, there's a cap of what they can sell, make dollar-wise. But if you win, if you're one of 500, you get almost $1,000 big green egg package.
Oh, that's cool. Oh, so I'm going to sign up.
We've never sold out of those.
Yeah.
But we're going to this year.
With only 500? Yeah, you will, easily.
But now that we have the StuJap and the online option that's seamless and simple, then they'll be able to take all the names
and
the tickets,
them.
Put them on a ticket, and actually do the physical raffle in front of everybody.
Yeah. So that makes it even easier that you have like an online option of folks that are signing up online or might not carry cash or might have different things, you know, they can register.
Is cash still a thing?
Cash still exists. Now it's Bitcoin. I'm just kidding. No. We're not there yet.
Not there.
No. I also kind of just wanted to know, you mentioned something in the beginning, very briefly, about Hogwarts or like Harry Potter theme. Is that a recurring event, or was this a one-time?
It's a biannual event.
Ah, okay.
They do it in coordination with the release of the books.
Nice.
So yesterday I was in the museum and I noticed one of the volunteers was gluing something. And I said, well, that looks interesting.
Yeah.
And she said it's for Hogwarts. I went, okay, we'll deal with that after we get through Chalktoberfest.
You're like, wait, one at a time.
But they're already planning for that, which will be in, I believe, May.
Oh, wow. So they're already planning now.
For next year.
Wow. That's impressive. That's a lot of work. So, you're like, yes.
But the rest of us were just like, we don't see that. Don't make eye contact.
Don't look right now.
Don't make eye contact.
Worry about it later. But the fact that you also get that support, like your volunteer support, helping you in the whole process, that by itself is impressive too. So good to know.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I guess I just wanted to know if, you know, your favorite thing, I guess I would ask, your top 3 most favorite things about Chalktoberfest. Like, when you walk into the festival, what do you expect people to see, and what do you want them to see?
Me personally, I want them to enjoy watching the artists work.
Yeah.
That to me, I have no artistic talent.
I don't either.
I really have no talent. So
Join the boat.
when people have talent, I'm always in awe.
Yeah.
Always in awe. And to watch them, me personally, I love the 3D stuff because
Yeah.
who thinks of this stuff?
Right? How do you do that with chalk?
How do you do this?
But
But even some of the old masters, and this year the theme is entertainment.
yeah.
And I've gotten to see some previews, some really neat stuff
Beautiful things.
And I'm pretty excited about just to watch the artists and them work. And they make a mistake and how they just quickly correct it and work
Darn.
over it. And it's like, wow, this is cool.
And even when it rains, right? Like there's a covering or tarp like thing so it doesn't mess up the art, which is like a great idea.
And then they can roll that forward and they can roll it back. And
Wow.
there's just so many different things that are, wow.
Yeah.
Who would have thought of this?
It's hard, for all the listeners listening right now, it's hard for us to just describe it on a recording, but there are ways you can actually check out the art. So do look at their Instagram posts and
Yeah, we're going to
Facebook.
start that August 1st. We'll start the big wave
Yeah.
of that next year. Because of StuJap, everything will be in one place.
Nice.
And as we get the artists approved, we're going to be able to automatically then just slip it over to social media. Now we have to collect it all on paper
Yeah.
and, work through some technology issues. But next year it'll all be right there. So if I want to do a post on a local artist, I can say, check out this local artist and their work right there.
Yeah.
Or I can say, oh, have you heard? Here's the big news. And I'm not going to have to call the museum to get them to email me something or come in and
Back and
I'll
forth.
just be right there.
Exactly. All eliminated. Well, not eliminated, just the process that goes behind it is eliminated.
Yes.
For those folks that live in Marietta, they can actually see the art displayed, right? Like the ones that are even not during Chalktoberfest, they can actually walk through the Marietta Square. Am I wrong? Or
There's
I've seen it.
A wall
Yeah.
that runs along behind the Glover Park stage area.
Uh-huh.
Down the street from Schillings, in between Schillings and the Strand, for those of you that know the square. There's some pieces that are still up
Yeah.
that it's fun. Marietta is really reestablishing itself as a member of the arts community, not related to the museum or to StuJap, but recently they had a MTR, Mountain to River. It's a new trail that runs from the Marietta Mountain or the Kennesaw Mountain down to the river. And not sure the whole trail is done, but eventually there's going to be a walking trail or bike trail from the Kennesaw Mountain down to the Chattahoochee.
Wow.
And they
that's
just did an
gonna be
art
beautiful.
walk. And there were artists all along the trail. It was only about 1.5 miles
Yeah.
walk, but they had various artists set up and they did a lot of paintings on buildings and stuff. Some of it stays.
Yeah.
Some of it has gone away, but
Oh, man.
so it's really an interesting time and growth in the arts within Marietta.
I guess that makes it so beautiful, just because you're not only, supporting those local artists or just artists in general, but giving the folks that live there, a chance to see true art.
Yes.
That you can see it as you walk in your neighborhood. There's beauty behind everything. And it's also bringing it back in the community. It's not just on the one that was hired. It's folks that are passionate about this, world and bring that art to the community,
Yes.
which is
Yes.
lovely. Absolutely lovely. And I love the passion that you guys have, just part with the museum and then having these festivals, these very unique festivals. We talk about Chalktoberfest, not going to lie, pretty much to everyone that we meet. Every single time we're like,
that's so
you have
sweet."
done. Because the thing is, we see the passion, right? We see the love that goes behind all of this. And Chalktoberfest in itself, you're right, it is a unique festival, It's not just about the festival. You are supporting so many different layers of not only people, but just the economy in general. But bringing that all together makes it such a nice place to visit and making that festival even more memorable at the same time. So, of course, we share that information with everyone.
That's sweet.
We love you guys and we love the festival. So we're super excited to be there. But again, I wanted to ask you, just a reminder for all of our listeners there, what to expect, what are the dates, and where can they purchase their tickets, and just your site if you want to throw that out there.
We're rebuilding our website, Chalktoberfest.com.
Uh-huh.
And the dates are October 13th and 14th. The Big Green Egg tickets will be on sale starting August 1st.
Woo!
$10 a piece. Odds are pretty good, 1 in 500.
We're getting it.
And just come out, enjoy the food trucks, the music, the kids' activities, the beautiful art, hopefully the beautiful weather.
Oh, yes.
68 and sunny with the light
Beautiful.
breeze. I'm hoping.
Enjoy the beer, enjoy the
And
wine,
the
enjoy
beer,
the food,
the wine, everything.
the art.
Come on out.
And all the people. Perfect. Well, thank you so very much for joining us today. I know you have a crazy busy schedule again, but it means a lot to us that you're here and to share the story that goes behind not only the museum, but as well as the Chalktoberfest and all the different events you host.
Well, I thank the inventors of
Oh, thank you.
Because you are going to save a lot of people, a lot of headache, and a lot of work, and I'm going to be one happy person.
Oh, you make us feel so special. We appreciate that. Thank you, listeners, too. And thank you, Bobbi.
All right.
Although the event industry includes a lot of stressful work and late meetings or late events, just remember that every event you help to bring to life creates memories of a lifetime for many people out there. Did you love this episode of Plantastic Events? We'd love for you to subscribe, rate, and leave a review on iTunes. Each week, we'll give a shout out to the Reviewer of the Week. Also, don't forget, we have resources available at stewjap.com. Thank you for listening, and I hope you'll join us next time. Goodbye. Produced by stewjap.com. Music by Justin Mahar.